My wrenching shirt.
Why do you always have a white shirt on out here?
If you have grease on your hands, you should be wearing a white shirt. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we dropped this old 22RE back into my first gen 4Runner. So now that the motor's in the truck, all that's left to do is literally everything else. Basically, the motor's just sitting in here on the motor mounts. I did get the bell housing all bolted up, but we got to do lifter adjustments, fuel, air, header, all of the front end of everything. Have a ton of stuff to do, and I don't exactly remember how everything goes back together. So I'm going to do my best to get everything back where it belongs, and hopefully this week, this truck will be running. It is the next day. I got a decent amount of stuff done last night, and I just got home from work maybe 30 minutes ago, and I've just been doing my best to throw as many things on as I can. I've been working from the bottom up, so starter, fuel filter, coolant lines, all of that good stuff. It's really not glorious work, so I'm not filming a ton of it. But the goal is to get most of assembly done today, and then, I don't know. I'm gonna do like 5 once-overs on this thing before I try to start it, because my confidence isn't really through the roof.
Do you even know what you're going to be checking for?
Loose bolts, and if I have a handful of extra bolts. I'm pretty sure I already know that I have some extra bolts. There was like a couple bolts that I swapped out for new bolts, so I have old bolts laying around, and that's going to get really confusing when I get to the end and I have like 5 extra bolts laying around. It's not the best thing in the world, but that's what I mean. I'll look at everything like 6 different times before I ever put a key in this truck. So yeah, we're getting to it. Like I said, I'm not gonna film the whole assembly. I don't have enough knowledge to walk you guys through everything that I'm doing. I was out here working pretty late last night, and my neighbor Will came over to see if I had a factory service manual, which I don't. And he came back over to my garage like 5 minutes later with one downloaded on a USB drive, so that's pretty cool. And I still haven't used it yet, but I'm sure once I get to vacuum lines and all that good stuff, I will definitely be needing that. So, wish me luck.
Good luck.
It's a new day again.
Wait, let's show the shirt first.
This is my wrenching shirt.
Why do you always have a white shirt on out here?
I don't know. I feel like if you have grease on your hands, you should be wearing a white shirt. That's just my opinion. Today at work, I called Brian, and I was discussing EGR, and I made the decision to delete EGR for the time being, at least. I still have all the stuff to put it back in if I need to. LCE, a couple other companies make EGR deletes, which are basically just plates that block airflow. So instead of spending money and waiting, I went ahead and built a couple of them. I used some scrap stainless steel. The other one's already on the EFI, but this one goes on the head, and I've spent the last 20 minutes or so kind of fitting to make sure it fits in here. But it just pops on the side of the head like that. There's one stud that holds it in place and 2 bolts. So that's what we're working on at the moment. I'm gonna get those thrown on there. I'll probably put some gasket maker around them. I do not have a gasket that goes in between the lower intake and the upper, so that's unfortunate, but it shouldn't be a big deal. I'll just use some red gasket maker, get that thrown on there, and then I still got to throw the belts on, coolant, a few other things, but we're cruising, and I'm getting more and more anxious the more the motor gets thrown together because I don't really know what I'm doing. So I think it'll be great though. What do you think?
Yep.
And I'm just trying not to get grease on my SpongeBob shirt. We just got home from work. I'm having my after work cup of coffee here. Made some pretty good progress on the truck last night. I got most of the harness ran and most of the hoses connected that were already in the engine bay. Realized right after dinner that I had the harness ran incorrectly. So I came back out here, pulled the upper intake off, rerouted the harness, got most of that stuff plugged in. I think today I'll be able to get assembly done. My dog's begging me to play Frisbee with her at the moment, so I'll be doing that in just a second. I do have a guy coming by that hit me up on Instagram, wanted to buy a shirt in person. So if you have not done so yet, go check out the Shopify. I got about 20 shirts left. Once those are all gone, I will be posting more, but I don't know how soon that'll be done. As well as I'm going to be making little truck stickers here very shortly. I'm going to go ahead and rip the pit bike for a little bit, and then we'll get back to work. All right, let's get back to work. It's been a couple hours. We got everything in the engine bay thrown back together. I still need to throw oil in the motor and then throw coolant in the radiator. I did, unfortunately, break the boot on the slave cylinder when I was throwing everything back together. So even if I do get it running, I probably won't drive it just yet. I need to go and grab a slave cylinder, get that thrown in here. For the time being, I'm going to throw some fluids in it and see if I can't get it to turn over. I did unplug the distributor plug. I'm going to go ahead, fill everything up, turn it over for a bit if the battery allows that, and try to build up some oil pressure before I send spark to anything.
It's probably just the solenoid kicking back.
like that noise at all. Wind grab coolant filled the radiator back up, and what you guys saw me using a second ago was this little jumper pack that NOVSIGHT sent me. I've been meaning to add this into one of my videos for a little bit now, and I just haven't had a reason to, but battery on the first gen's dead, so this thing worked. I never charged it. It was brand new out of the box, so it didn't have much in it. And it still doesn't have much in it. I charged it to like 20%, but now that it has coolant in it, we got oil. I heard it turn over. I'm gonna go ahead and plug this back in, try it a couple more times, and plug the distributor plug back in and see if we can't get this thing to fire up. Terminal's plugged in, pretty straightforward. Hit the power button. Went from 7 volts to 14 in 1 second. Now, let me plug this in just for fun. All right, distributor cap plugged in.
What are you feeling right now?
Stressed.
Let me back up just in case.
We are in neutral. And we got oil pressure, baby. First crank is insane.
That thing's loud.
I had zero
Ooh,
faith.
it smells good.
That it was gonna do that. And yeah, that header is very loud. I'm gonna need to make an exhaust for this thing ASAP. I'm very sad that the slave cylinder's out because I want to go drive this thing so bad. But it's been a very long day. The truck just ran for its very first time in like 7 months of owning it. And I have literal goosebumps right now. But I'm gonna call it a night. And we're gonna go camping in Wheeling this weekend, so Sunday, it is Thursday night. I might mess with this for like an hour tomorrow. I might wake up early and start it just to hear it again. But yeah, we're gonna go camping this weekend, and Sunday is the day. Sunday, I'm taking this thing out of the garage and we're driving it.
Woo!
I can't believe it just started.
I'm
gonna
do
start
it again?
One more time. One more time. Why not? It built oil pressure, so it's nice and loud. Oh, the battery's dead. Hit the battery button. Not the flashlight one.
Okay.
She's loud. Oh my god. Whew! That's crazy. All right.